そりゃ覚悟
Hey guys, I'm back with a new video. It's been a while. I've been procrastinating. I've had a few podcasts already talked out and recorded and stuff, but I guess there's a little pressure to have it at a certain standard. And you know, I'm trying not to break the third wall, but I think it's okay a little bit, just being honest. It's a way to connect. That podcasting and putting personality out there on the internet is kind of a skill, We're all kind of doing the same thing a little bit, And some people are doing it right, So my best defense or plan of attack or my preferred method of doing a lot of things is attack it from the easiest angle and the most doable angle possible, and be able to accommodate the skill level I'm at, not push myself too far off the end, because I want to have a little flair to when I upload something or have a little consistency, commitment. Just do that, But yeah, I'm back. Today I want to talk about something along this. It's kind of like a similar topic. It's about not caring too much that I'm not the greatest artist in the world or that great of an artist. I feel like with some older friends and some other people that I've experienced in my life, I feel like there's a bit of condescending vibe they had towards my craft and my art a few times, and that's a little bit, harsh, because what's my art doing? My art's just kind of doing this thing, my art's innocent, attack me, at least, but that's how I view the world, and I guess it's okay to, have criticism, and take criticism as well, but so I feel like at some point with the overly critical, when something is overcritical, it kind of get lost in the details of we're just having fun here, I mean, some people, you could do whatever you want, you could go into art for putting on a show, or you can get into art for personal reasons. I just feel as though that it makes people comfortable to see everybody on the same plane of we all want to have this common goal. And somewhat, maybe we do have common goals, but to me personally, as an artist, I would like to be seen as a person that's just doing their own thing. Like I might be doing something similar, like picking up a pencil and moving in a certain way that other people want, but just assume that I want something different. And when there's something that's something that you can help me out with, and with that element, that's when you give advice. Hey, but when it's this thing has to be the top is the top tier. I don't really care for, I just want to have fun. But I'm open to criticism. Not to say that. I just feel for example, I have this friend. He got into art. He got into art a while ago. He got really good. He got good at making characters, and he just had this very intense, try hard. I won't say in a bad way, but just he put a lot of effort into everything he was doing at a single time. It seemed like it, or he had a very critical eye. But now I don't feel like he's even like doing like he improved, but I don't think he's still doing the same thing because I think it's that level of intensity is kind of hard to live with. I think we get writer's block and creative blocks purely mainly from like getting our own way. We had we had like a lower standard to like, hey, I'm just make whatever, and you probably have more fun, just make whatever you want to make. If you had like and it's good to have those standards, and but yeah, I think he just stopped because of how much pressure he's put on himself, and it's like, all right, you got to this level, and didn't take it any further. And it's like you kind of like he got to this level, but you didn't. I feel like he didn't enjoy it, Like it's like I'm like looking forward to that, at some point, and I'm doing it very organically with flair, and that's how I like to live. Like I like to shoot from the hip, and just do it one step at a time, one little incremental step at a time. This is why I like people like Peter Draws. Excuse me, I lost my train of thought. I had to open the door to get a package. Some package came from Amazon. But yeah, I look forward to the times when I'm older and I'm like a 50-year-old or 60-year-old or 70-year-old or however old I get, and just all the years accumulated, and I just have all these cool bits of work that, like me personally, like some people cringe at their older art forms, like their older, pieces. Like, oh, I hate my high school art. Like, I cringe. Like, I've never had somebody, like, and maybe it's something I take pride in a little bit, but I never had somebody who was on the same plane with me of, I really liked when I first started, because it was a little bit more innocent. It was I didn't know I didn't know the dimensions of how music works, and it was just fun, me just going in there. It was an adventure, and some of the stuff I made back then was like, I put a lot of effort into it because I was genuinely like trying to learn it all. Now like I can get routine about it, but yeah, so I'm just trying to meet in the middle of my intrinsic values and my extrinsic values. Like, there's things that I have common with other artists. I'm not gonna be like, don't judge me because I'm so different. Like, like there are things like mainly money and survival, and making a nice piece of art. Nice. Those are like my three things. It's like how to fit in the real world with other artists, and well, not even just for other artists, but fit in the world where I need to make money from art, or the art market, I guess I'd say. Need to survive, need to eat, and not even only survive, flourish, because creativity manifests in comfort, so you can't have too much creativity. Well, you can't have creativity outside of comfort, but, you have more in comfort, But, and making, like, the art that I admire, which is sometimes not intuitive, So there's a bit of discipline that, I have to take under the belt. But I wanted to explore one of my favorite artists, and you can see it, those who know me, which is pretty much everyone who is probably tuning in right now. Those who know me know that I'm a big fan of Peter Draws, and my art style is a lot like Peter Draws. which I take his philosophy, but like a lot of people he inspired, I'm not trying to go and like study his art and like take his craft. I just want his philosophy. Took another break. Had to play with my dog for a little bit. A little bit out of breath, not too much. But Peter Draws has this step-by-step method that I like a lot. And like I think it's really essential for me as an artist to have that step-by-step method. His whole philosophy is about taking one line at a time. Just make one cool line and make another cool line. Make some cool dots, make some cool shapes, whatever. Have fun. You know, it's not so much pressure. There's no pressure at all. But also, the second level of Peter Draws is to have surgical precision. But also, another level of his is to have fun and just be loosey. So, I would consider Peter Draws to be somewhat of an authority, even though I don't think he won't say that because he's not really studying any necessarily like a traditional method. But I think he's one who's built up his own intuition based on just experimental scientific play, like not in the scientific as in like doing things by the book scientific board, but like science in the sense of exploring nature and see what this or exploring possibilities, you know. And I like that, you know. It's like you just make these lines and you just have this sense of what you like, and that's what I try to do with everything, you know. Like you just this improvisational skills, you know. Yeah. You should check him out. Peter Draws on YouTube. With music, I'm trying to transfer all my creative energy from art into music because I feel like there are parallels. I feel like there's a lot of parallels. You know, you're dealing with creativity, you're dealing with style, but you know, okay, how can I say this? I might lose my train of thought. I've realized that humans, or maybe just beings in general, probably humans, people have this ability to do very detailed tasks over a period of time. Like our lives, like especially if you live in a first world country in modern times, you know, like America, our lives are pretty intricate if you think about it. Usually a typical life, you know, especially if you have an iPhone, you know, or a smartphone in general. Your life gets extremely more intricate. But like, I'm thinking of like these guys. Like there's this guy, this Capcom fighter, Street Fighter player, and he has a deformity with his body. Yeah, like this Capcom player, he has a deformity with his body, and with his teeth and certain movements of his abdomen, and he could like play pretty well, and he end up beating this guy named Low Tier God, which is a pretty good player in Marvel Street Fighter. And like the capacity to do something so intricate, like play a video game, you know, in general, just with your thumbs, you know, like our thumbs aren't necessarily made for that, you know, but somehow we've developed an intricate skill for using them for opening the door, you know, typing on our phones, playing video games with the sensitivity of 10 on Call of Duty. That stuff is really intricate, you know. It takes a lot of coordination, and I just think that, like, imagine, like, okay, I think that all the intricacy came from just years of evolution, of, like, personal, not like scientific evolution, but our own personal evolution. Like, we're a kid, we're learning how to walk, and then, one day at a time, we get it more, and then our lives get more intricate. Now we're, like, driving a car, and, so it's like, I like that idea of just taking things a step at a time. I feel like there's a lot of depth in it. Like, like, I could get out a patent method of something that works, and but I like the holistic approach. Like the holistic with just experimenting, pulling some gadgets, pressing some buttons around, and that's what I'm trying to do with music. Music is still. I don't think I'm that good with music, honestly. I think I have periods of times where and I am aware of it. It's not. I would say if there's a ratio of like how much I care about being good, it would probably be like on more the 20 to 30. I think I mainly just want to have fun with it, and then like like 50% of it is having fun, and like the rest of it is to just to find something new, because I'm mainly bored, or intellectually curious about how things work. Yeah, so I'm still understanding music, and I I'm pretty sure I'm not at that level where where some of these guys I see, they just come out and they're like instantly amazingly good, but then I'm not watching the same stuff, so I'm not gonna put that pressure on myself to mature faster than I can. I'm not gonna put the pressure on myself to walk before I can crawl, no. So I just think one day at a time, and I think that's the main thing I wanted to talk about. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well, and I promised in a podcast that I was going to talk about things that I'm nostalgic about today, and that's like a small segment. So what am I nostalgic about today? Okay. There's a word, okay? I'm going to make Saji a word, or Sahiste a word, because that's what I always wanted to. Sahiste, or Saji, my name, it came from me using my favorite letters in the alphabet and putting them together, and like I kept playing with different words, and then like I've wanted a new name for so long, for over 10 years. My old name was Necro, and then it became Marky, but I got Saji from seeing Majesty. I was like, oh, Majesty looks cool. Yeah, sick, Majesty, and then just somehow it clicked, and just Sajesty. It was originally Sajesty, and you can call it Sajesty, but I want Sajesty to be just that, how it was created. I want Saji to mean, and maybe me myself, a vessel for what Saji means. Saji means a style of art or a philosophy of having things strictly of what you like. It's a form of nostalgia that's purely what you like. Like, it's like a form of minimalism, but also a form of maximalism. You have to have everything, but just that just that. Okay, I don't like not those 2 episodes. Not that piece of art. Just not his. I don't want. For example, I don't want every instrument, but I want all the cool ones, the very cool ones that I can really play with. Like I want like some people want a whole library. Like no, I don't want a library. I want a whole bunch of books that I could reread over and over again, like The Alchemist. You know, and to me, Saji means eclecticism but a very picked out eclecticism. And this brings me to my nostalgic piece. Today, what I'm nostalgic about is Earthbound, honestly. And this wasn't even a game that I played in my childhood, but I played NES a lot in my childhood play on Smash Bros. And Smash Bros was one of my favorite games growing up. And I remember playing at my auntie's house, and I never had a GameCube, but somebody around me always had the GameCube, and Ness was a really cool character. I played a lot of Link. I'm not gonna lie, I played Link probably more than 10 times. The second most interesting character to me, So yeah, Earthbound. Yeah, I just beat the game yesterday, and it has this. It has this It has this feel of this was years ahead of this time. Earthbound still feels good. It still feels like if you up the graphics, maybe you don't even have to up the graphics. Honestly, I feel like it could if people was properly marketed as a thing nowadays, a thing that's being put out now with a solid marketing campaign. I think it would do really well, just based on how fun it is. But the one thing I could say, there's a ridiculous amount of encounters, and I didn't really dig the grind, but I mean some of the grind was kind of fun. But yeah, that's to me it's just that's that they put a lot of work into the mechanics of the game, like what it mean poetically, or maybe they just try to make it seem like that, because at the end of the game, I'm not trying to spoil it, but at the end of the game, one particular skill became it tied the story together. It's oh, okay, this one skill, this one mechanic of the game, and I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's I barely use that skill, and I think about it, it just became yeah, it just really hit home, So now I'm playing Mother 3, which is the sequel to Earthbound 2, or Earthbound in general, Earthbound. Mother 3 is that's what happens when you have, Japanese IPs coming into America. The name gets switched over, and yeah, But yeah, I really enjoy the game. You should probably check it out. You can get it for free on some kind of ROM or emulator. So yeah, that's my nostalgic piece today. And so what do we talk about today? Not caring too much about my skill level, what Saji means, and nostalgia about Earthbound. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, and there'll be more soon. Hope you enjoy this, and